drinking beer, smoking cigarettes. I like eating animals, and I don't have any regrets about how they died. No, I do it myself. Look that chicken in the eye. Oh, I know just how my coffees grow. That Chinese children made my phone. With cobalt exacerbating complex situations in the poorest regions of the Congo Basin. It's a shame, but what can you do if you need someone to blame? You can always pin it on the good people of Bath. Maybe the line in the sand is drawn by the hand of some avaricious puppeteer. Like a karaoke singer at a Steinway Grand. What you see don't match what you hear. Oh no, but if you're feeling confused about which side to choose, get a second opinion that supports your views. Cause facts are just an anachronism, dressed up as the truth. Oh. Oh, I see women's bodies before I see their minds. Just because I'm a liberal, sweetheart, doesn't mean that I'm blind. I'm a product of conditioning, am I right? Or maybe I'm an overgrown ape who only wants to fucking fight. Oh, I don't know, but I've heard it said that the Russians and the Saudis are both in bed with the Brits and the Yanks and the Germans too, trying to control decent people like me and you. They put something in the water, man. They got teams working shifts to watch you jerking off through your webcam. Maybe we're living in a simulation, or maybe your lover is a line of code. Maybe your family's been lying to you since day one, so your circuits don't overload. Oh no, but when anxiety strikes, keeps you up at night, and a chemical imbalance is destroying your life. Take a leaf from my book, let yourself off the hook and pretend it's gonna be alright. Because maybe you'll never make a meaningful difference, although your virtue is a point of pride. Maybe you're only so fucking sanctimonious cause you got something you wanna hide. Oh no, but if you're feeling confused about which side to choose, get a second opinion that supports your views. Cause facts are just an anachronism, dressed up as the truth. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I like drinking beer, smoking cigarettes. I like eating animals, and I don't have any regrets about how they died. No, I do it myself. Look that chicken in the eye. Yeah, do it myself. Look that chicken in the eye.
I'm so chuffed to ask you to play that. That is fucking brilliant. I was like, how are you going to follow Dead Capital? Are you just going to do that? That's amazing. That was Louis Brennan. Okay, how do you remember that shit?
What?
Well, that's a new song.
Yeah.
Right, that's a new song. How many times you played it?
Twice.
So when you
No,
write,
once live.
that there's a lot of lyrics in there.
You sure?
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
going straight to technical before I go to the fact that it reminds me of like Blue the Bear running with like, I'm getting Disney, I'm getting fucking like Bill Hicks,
Yeah.
I'm getting everything else. We'll get onto that. Just in the process of writing that,
Yeah.
what's your method for remembering it?
Well, it takes a long time to
Do you have to record it to hear it?
No.
So you just go through a process like.
I don't really even write it down.
So is it literally just like, because there's lyrics in there that like people would sell their left arm to come up with.
just chip away at it, keep chipping, and
are you like, I've got a line, hang on, that will work for that. What's that track called, by the way, just so we've got that?
it's called the Post-Truth Blues.
The Post-Truth
Maybe,
Blues.
I don't know.
Okay.
The chicken song.
I love this. I think it's going to get called the fucking chicken song. I love this.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an absolute excuse. It's the fucking best I've ever heard. It's just bang on. It's great.
Yeah.
Great. I was like, because Dead Capitals, hands down, I think it's a masterpiece. As I know it's boring. We're mates. I hate to tell you that I really enjoy your music. It really saddens me. But it's a fucking brilliant record. And now it's like, well, how's Lou going to follow that? And you're pulling out shit like this.
Yeah. Well,
And
the
it's
idea
like-
is to like make stuff sort of. It's about reactive culture. It's about kind of.
Do you think you're getting better at it? Do you
No.
feel like a boxer? Like,
very
okay, like I've been
grasping onto. It's just fucking. So like the idea behind that song was like this kind of thing of, do you know, there's a geezer called Vladislav Surkov. There's a Russian guy, right? Comes from, yeah. Who was basically, he's known as the Grey Cardinal in Moscow. He was one of Putin's sort of major strategists, yeah? Comes from an avant-garde theatre background and a PR background. And his whole angle was, if I sort of emit 5 or 6 different versions of the truth becomes arbitrary. So if I put out, like, if I say 6 lies, the truth ceases to matter. Because I can go, where, like, I'll go, man has green hair, he's got blue hair, he's got, he's got, yellow hair, and then you go, well, what hair colour does he actually have? Because you're presented with all these different things, and he kind of funded like right-wing groups, left-wing groups, everybody, in this idea that like you just create total chaos, so nobody had a grasp on what reality actually was. And if you're kind of gonna have an autocracy or whatever, it's a good way for it to succeed.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind that song. Like comment sections on the internet, people just scream at one another. There's just all this whataboutery. There's like, let's build a straw man, let's do this, let's do that.
Okay, so here's one.
So you say all these things that are like terrible, but then you include grains of truth, and you would go, what's he saying here?
So how much
So what
do you
am I
have
saying?
to immerse yourself in the things that you hate like that? Like, so how do you have to pick up the Daily? Do you read the Daily Mail just to check in, just so you can write that song?
I'm more of an express man myself.
You know what I mean? Yeah, have you got to bathe
Yeah, I do.
in your
I
own
really-
hatred just to be like, do you have to
really
like listen to
enjoy-
LBC to
Yeah.
go, God, there's a load of
Not that
people.
I have to, but I get a buzz off it.
Well,
It's
no,
like-
no. This is interesting though, because a
Yeah.
lot of people in your position would not admit to that, and they'd be like, "Well, I'm above that," or like, "No, I don't listen to that shit," or like, But
But
I
that's
think
like the
there's-
thing, like in that song it has
I
that
don't
thing
think you
of,
could
like-
write that song without like actually going to the things that you hate and bathing in the,
Yeah, I do.
in the bath water
Absolutely.
of the things that you actually hate. So in a weird way, you're kind of support. I'm not saying you buy the Daily Mail. You might read it when you're on your way to the dentist. If that,
It's an airport read.
it's an airport read.
You often
Never
get
read.
that or the Daily Express free in an airport.
You do. That's
Yeah.
very true.
So it's good. There's a guy who writes for Daily Express called Leo McKinstry. He's an extremely inflammatory writer. It's ridiculous. But it's sort of like, that's the thing, it's like,
But then that provokes a knee-jerk reaction in you to go and write that song.
it's not about my opinion or anything. It's more about creating a feeling in people. So it's like the things that I say, you're just stating different facts or different, creating different narratives that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily rooted in what you might feel or believe yourself. It's just about throwing, like, it's about trying to, it's like writing lyrics for a reactive result rather than trying to express something. It's about saying something like, you know, I see women's bodies before I see their minds, just because I'm a liberal sweetheart, and sweetheart's like the key word in there because it's so fucking condescending. Doesn't mean I'm blind, but it's like, you know, it's not. It doesn't come from any personal thing, but it's about, fuck, this is going to cause a reaction in people. That line, and then people will go, it's going to cause a reaction in me because, on one hand, what he's saying is repulsive. But then he goes, I'm a product of the conditioning, or am I a fucking ape? And so he's admitting to it, so it's like, hey, is that me then? Am I like
so what are you looking for?
Too?
What
make people uncomfortable.
Is that is there what's with a because I was really chuffed that you ended with silence tonight, which is I possibly
that's more of a directive sort of sound.
Yeah, but you know what? It's one of those that, I know it's hackneyed and it's almost like a gimmick, but the lyric about the environmentalist because you ride a bike.
Yeah.
You're taking people to a really fucking dark place.
Yeah.
You're taking people to a lot of self-acceptance and self-recognition.
Yeah.
And then you definitely, because I've stood next to the audience, evoke laughter.
Yeah.
At a period where it's like, what, you know, this is like, you've just listened to like 5 songs from Louis Brennan. You've taken it to this point. Like, people are like, they're as cerebral as they're gonna be at a gig. They weren't expecting they were gonna have to think this much. They were hoping that they could kind of Agadoos coming next, and then essentially, but you always evoke like the laughter from that.
Yeah.
And it's the darkest point of the song.
Yeah.
And that for me is a knockout punch. I just think that is.
But that's the point, is trying to get a reaction. And it's like, I think it's about getting people...
Yeah, but that's a clever reaction. And that's like an evocative reaction people aren't even expecting that they're going to give it. That's like a stand-up. You're moving into the world of stand-up there, where you're like taking people to a really dark place and you're making them laugh about like something horrendous like cancer.
Because that's why I really get off of reading like comment sections, is because there's just like a fucking box-ticking kind of thing of like, I'm a liberal, I'm on the left, I'm going to tick all these boxes when it comes to social discourse. But my experience with people is that in reality, you know, who's that cunt pushing the fucking rock up the hill? Sisyphus.
Yeah.
You know, like, most people...
I mean, I'll go for going modern. Yeah. I mean, it's cutting edge, but let it ride.
You know, most people will look at Sisyphus and, you know, they'll be all very well given, isn't it terrible, people pushing rocks up hills, but then when it comes to the point of them actually going, give us half your rock there, Sisyphus, and we'll push it up together, they'll be like, oh, no, actually. You know, so there's a huge fucking dissonance between how people like to project their identity and what they believe in and where they stand on a social spectrum with how they actually behave and function within within kind of the world, within fucking the economy, you know.
But you back this, and this is what you back this. So this is what
I'd like to kind of go, hey, you're no,
but you're yeah. Okay, so most people like, don't acknowledge you're a shithead and go like so. Me and you.
I acknowledge I'm a shithead. No,
but me and you. My point is that me and you have done shows before. Me and you have done tours before, where you've walked out on stage in very controversial environments like Scotland, in Abbeymoor or whatever, and like Scotland, what do you like? I won't do the accent because it's not going to sit either of us very well. But like, you know, and you've been very happy, and you've actually received amazing reactions to tearing a chunk out of like, I wouldn't say the national soul, but I just you've really gone for like a target and been like, what do you like? You guys aren't.
Yeah.
So you've held them to account, and they've actually reacted really well to it by going, yeah, we are a bit like that. You've held up again,
but it's again
a reflection of themselves, and you've said, what do you like? You're like
that's not about finger pointing.
No, I'm not saying you are finger pointing.
It's about admitting your own weaknesses and going on a piece of shit.
But I'm saying it's really effective, and you've taken people with you on that.
Great.
But most people don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
But that's my angle. That's my USP.
Right, that's what I was wanting to get at you. I'm not coming at you with a finger point. I'm saying you do this very effectively, and it takes people with you. And there's such a degree of honesty to it that most people would naturally shy away from because they're like, this isn't going to work. And I think that is your USP.
Yeah, I have nothing to lose.
Well, I think most people don't have that attitude, and that's why I'm really chuffed.
They probably have more to lose.
Okay, so and I'll round this up by saying your first comment to Bath at Livewired. What did you call them?
Bunch of nerds and dweebs. I don't know.
I think you said something like "fuck you, you dweebs," or something. It's very good. It's very good, and they reacted really well to it.
But also, I should also like
in a good way
say that like being on stage is a way for me to warehouse like being an asshole and the shit in my head. Like I'm not like I'm actually quite a nice guy.
You're lovely,
you know.
But
So it's like,
also,
but you know when it's like, you know, in general social discourse, like you know, my job's always been in restaurants and stuff. You have to be nice to people.
yeah.
You know?
So
So when you can totally discard that, when it's like, I've got the fucking mic, I'm going to be a cunt. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. Yeah, or you know, you can like warehouse and like direct that energy into something which is like a kind of simulacrum of yourself, of those aspects of yourself.